Well, it's August. The weather is not that bad. It's actually
Toasty!
tolerable. I mean, we kind of expected it to be after getting all the heat waves that we did in July. August has started out not too bad. Temperatures are in the 80s. And that's on here on the East Coast. Not too bad. We'll take it for now, since fall is around the corner. And there's a lot going on right now. But this week we're going to focus on a little bit on entertainment news. Some good news. Streaming, broadcast, and theater. And believe it or not, we have a theatrical one, a classic film that's coming back to the theaters. But in fact, let's start off with it. In this video. There is a Hitchcock classic that is one of the best Hitchcock classics of all time. You know, if you had a top 10, this would be in the first couple of numbers of that top 10 because it is a fantastic movie. Now, it's celebrating its 70th anniversary. That's right, 70 years ago this film hit the theaters. And for that celebration, it's going to hit the theaters once again for a 2-day run. And that's here in late August, mind you. And it stars two great Hollywood actors and actress. I mean, fantastic role for both of them. And that's Jimmy Stewart and Grace Kelly. And the movie I'm talking about is Rear Window. And, I mean, this was an impressive movie. You know, the way that this has been homaged for many years. Everybody from Brian De Palma straight on to The Simpsons has done something in a way to give praise to this movie that they loved this particular film. So Fandango is sponsoring this. The screenings are going to be on the 25th and the 28th of August. So you can go over to Fandango, and we'll leave the link in the comments line below there, so you'll be able to get tickets. There are multiple theaters, so when it's a Fandango event like this, there are multiple theaters throughout the U.S. Now, according to this, and let's read into this. This is out of Collider. Just in time for its 70th anniversary, one of Alfred Hitchcock's most beloved films is hitting theaters again. Sponsored by Fandango, Rear Window will be screened on August 25th and 28th. The Sunday will have screenings at 1 p.m. and 7 p.m., and Wednesday screenings will occur at 7 p.m. Tickets are available through Fandango Events or local box office. In addition to watch the classic on big screen, viewers will be treated to another perk. Rear Window will be introduced by the renowned film critic Leonard Maltin. He reviewed the film for Entertainment Tonight for 3 decades and was also known for his reviews. The Leonard Maltin Movie Guide, which I do recommend getting. It is a great guide if you want to know about films, what he felt about those films. He's a fitting guest to introduce a hallmark of Hitchcock's filmography. Now, if you're not familiar with this, I'm going to give you a quick synopsis. The film tells the gripping story of a recuperating photographer, played by Jimmy Stewart, who suspects his neighbor may be a murderer. As the mystery develops, he enlists his girlfriend, Grace Kelly, to help him investigate and piece together the clues as they race to bring the full picture into focus. I mean, this movie, the cinematography is fantastic on this. One thing I remember, they used to have the Hitchcock Experience back when they first opened Universal Studios Florida in Orlando. And they had this experience where, they did several things. One was in the theater, which they had a 3D effect of the birds. And a little talk, they had a couple of documentary sections with Hitchcock. And one of the things is that they used to do certain, they used to reframe certain scenes. And one of them was Saboteur, the falling scene where, sorry to give away this at the end of the movie, where the villain falls off the Statue of Liberty. And the other one is shot for shot screen for Rear Window. As you're panning across, which is it's fantastic because that scene itself, and this is why Hitchcock is brilliant. Each one of those windows has a story to tell, and the way it pans through this, if you haven't seen that scene, it's fantastic. And this is what brings out that Hitchcock. And the thing about it is Hitchcock, even though people do praise him, he still doesn't get enough praise. I mean, he's the mad genius that brought us some of the great films like North by Northwest, The Birds, Marnie, Family Plot. I mean, there's so on and so on. There's so many great films that Hitchcock has made. Some of them not the greatest in the world, and others are just hidden gem classics that you don't get like the way Hollywood is running today. You don't get that. That's what we're missing is this type of a director. They care about identity politics in the situation, but there was none of that in this type of film. I mean, it is a fantastic film to watch. People have watched it over and over again, and I would not be surprised if there is a Criterion Collection or a Steelbook that's going to be announced after this. I would not be surprised. So tell me in the comments below, have you seen Rear Window? Have you ever seen it before? Have you not? If you're in the U.S., you plan to go see it. I mean, it is not just one theater. Like New York, we have multiple theaters in all the boroughs. New York, Staten Island, even going into New Jersey, that's going to be shown. So you'll be able to catch this at your local theater. It should be, especially since it is Fandango. So it's not being limited theaters like the anime ones are doing. You're going to get a wider perspective, and you'll be able to catch it. And please do catch it. It is well worth.
Well, that was a bit of a snapper, wasn't it? The murder on tonight's program was, as usual, completely unrehearsed. In fact, we hadn't planned on having a killing at all. Our story was intended to be about a man found guilty of parking in front of a policeman. But the actors seem to have gotten out of hand. There they go again. A wild, unruly lot, those actors. I hope we have some of them left when we return with our next play, because we'd be somewhat handicapped without actors. Until then, good night.
Thanks for watching, commenting, and sharing this video. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe, as this helps the reach of this channel. Finally, as a content viewer, you have the ability to help support this channel, as new internet laws around the world will diminish our reach and affect our sponsors. If you choose to help, there are two ways listed in the description below. The first link will lead you to a pay site where you can make a monetary donation. The second will lead you to our gear shop, where you can buy shirts, mugs, and other gear. Discounts will be listed on the site. Once again, thank you for watching and your support.